We've just had some not shocking news for PSVR2, to be honest, in my opinion, but slightly confusing and concerning news, and that is that the studio behind Rec Room, specifically one of their, I think, developers, said on Reddit today that there are no current plans to bring Rec Room to PSVR2 due to economic reasons. Now, I'll get into what Rec Room is and why it should be ported to the platform and why we've wanted it for a little while in a second, but this is the first time I've really heard of a developer going outright and saying that they're not going to consider a port at all because of the amount of money that they'll make not being up to standard. And I want to talk about whether this is a bit concerning for the future of PSVR2 and whether or not the plans to bring Rec Room over could change at any point. Now, for a bit of context, Rec Room is both a flat screen game that you can already play on PlayStation and a VR game. It's a hybrid, and for that reason, it's a great social game. It's a bit like Roblox, where people make different rooms and you can go into them and play different modes, and you can join your friends, just hang out if you want to, or play various sports games. And you're actually seeing some old PSVR footage on screen now from my old Rec Room videos, and it really was a lot of fun. There were so many rooms that I really enjoyed, and I made so many good memories on this game, playing hide and seek, going through Squid Game levels, even racing with my friends in VR while they played on the flat screen. It was genuinely a brilliant idea, and it was executed pretty damn well. The UI was good, the movement was good, the visuals were pretty clean for PSVR 1, so it's a bit of a gut punch to hear that the studio have no plans to bring Rec Room to PSVR 2. And I quote, "They've looked into it, it's a non-trivial port, and we haven't found a way to make it make economic sense. In an ideal world, we'd love to bring it to PSVR2, but we just can't justify the cost based on the numbers. Sucks to know, but that's the truth." Now, previously, I thought that Rec Room wasn't being ported over because the devs were focusing on the Apple Vision Pro port of the game, which we know is happening now. And I thought maybe with the port to a new engine and actually porting it over to the Vision Pro, a very new headset, or I guess spatial computing device as they call it, they needed some time to cook in the oven and to really get it up to standard on a headset that hasn't been developed for before, really. But no, apparently they haven't considered a port just because it won't make enough money. Now, Rec Room is a free-to-play social VR game, so it's one that will attract quite a lot of players, but you don't have to pay for anything when you play it. I didn't pay for anything either. Even though there are cosmetics you can buy in different currencies, I never spent a penny on this game, and I guess that does contribute to why they're not bringing it over, because most players will not give them anything monetarily. Maybe they'll spread through word of mouth, get their friends to install, and maybe just one or two of them will buy something. But I do kind of see, especially with a headset that isn't as widely adopted like the PSVR2, that they wouldn't want to bring it over because there just wouldn't be enough money in there in terms of what they're gaining in revenue to justify the money to pump into it to make a port for this headset. And that really, really sucks because I thoroughly enjoy this game. It probably looks very simple and like I'm kind of overhyping it in my description, judging by the gameplay that you're seeing, but this was a couple years ago and it wasn't the original PSVR, and I still absolutely loved every second of this game that I played. Now, before I wrap this up, because this really isn't a very long video, I don't have much to say other than I'm slightly disappointed, but I do understand. But maybe if other studios are open and shout out about this, Sony will realize that they're not quite doing enough in terms of marketing to push PSVR2 out there. That's the one thing I'm really complaining about at the moment. But maybe with these devs coming out and saying it's not financially viable, they'll actually pay attention to what they're saying and maybe increase the marketing a little bit more than they have been, because we really need that. I'm banking on maybe a couple of announcements at the State of Play that's hopefully happening in a couple of weeks. Maybe that'll push the boat out a bit more, get some more games rolling, and maybe we'll get some more trailers for the headset itself and some more promotion, because when you look over at Quest and how Meta is doing advertisements there, I walk around the cities here in the UK and I see billboards with Quest on them. I never see that for anything PSVR2 related. I see it for PlayStation. When Spider-Man 2 was coming out and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, they were everywhere. But for PlayStation VR2, literally nothing. A couple trailers on YouTube, a couple Twitter posts, and they leave it at that, and that's really disappointing. It's ultimately kind of Sony's fault for not pushing this system out to the public more in terms of the public eye, and I'm just hoping that Sony have the guts to make more first-party VR titles, because if studios like the ones behind Rec Room don't want to get involved and port their games over, let's just hope Sony can make some more bangers for the headset. And this really just isn't good news at all. Hopefully in the future with a bigger install base, they'll see the benefits of porting the game over, because I think if we had more people to adopt the headset, be on the platform, maybe, just maybe, they'll think it's financially viable and we'll get this gem of a game. because I really, really want it on PSVR2. I've been asking for it for ages. It's been a couple of videos in the past where I've said I'd love Rec Room on the headset, but we'll just have to see what happens. But anyway, there's our little news roundup for today. Let me know what you think of this news in the comments below. Were you hoping for Rec Room to be ported over? Had you even heard of it before? Please do let me know. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video.